What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video, and don't forget to comment. You know, I like to bring people on that I've done time with. The kid that I'm bringing on today, man, me and him did a bunch of time together. A good friend of mine. Squirt, you tell the people who you are, man. Tell them where you're from and talk a little bit about how you ended up in prison.
Oh man, well, you know, my name's Squirt, man. A government, Travius Parker. I'm from Rochester, New York. You feel what I'm saying? I got jammed up when I was about 19, 20 for some bullshit, a little half an ounce of crack and a 357. Fucking with the feds. They motherfucking gave you our blue trial. They gave me about 20 years. Got a little get back. Got 15. Ended up doing the whole 15. You feel what I'm saying? I met my man down there. You know, we was in the trenches together. I met the host in the county. You know, we was in the trenches together. We was behind the wall together. You know what I mean? He good, man. He on go too. I'm definitely on go, but he on go too. Even though he a white boy, he's still on go.
You're crazy, man. So look, when you were 19 or 20 years old, you end up with a drug charge. You go to trial. You blow trial, and you end up going to federal prison, right?
Yeah, it's a fact.
But before you go to federal prison, let me ask you this, because I remember you were always fighting your case, always trying to do your own little legal work. Did you ever think in your mind that you'd be going to prison for 20 years, man, at the age of 19?
Nah, man. Like, yo, I'm like, to be real, that shit never crossed my mind. Like, I was so used to getting caught up in the state. You feel what I'm saying? And then getting bail and getting a lawyer. And I'm just like, nah, like, I ain't think it, like, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't think that shit was that serious. I was a fucking kid. Like, man, them people, that shit ain't fair over there.
How'd it feel to get sentenced to that kind of time, man, when you were just a young man?
What? Man, I was sick. Like, yo, like, when I went, like, I knew after our blue trial, I knew I was about to get a bunch of time. But I ain't think, like, you know, that shit ain't come to reality until they bang that hammer. He gave me that shit, like, that nigga like 220 months. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I had to go back and add that shit up.
Crazy, man. I remember we ended up in the immigration facility, man. We were over there. And I remember, man, playing basketball with you. One of the best basketball players I ever played ball with, man. You could have done a lot of good things with your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know how that shit go. Nigga got the streets, man, the streets was calling me, and you know what I mean? I was young, I ain't know no better. Hey, you remember the time we was in Batavia at that immigration spot where you beat the kid up over the game? Like, the nigga, you had to chase the nigga around the fucking gym?
He kept elbowing me in the face, kid from Buffalo. You remember that, huh?
Yeah. You remember that shit, though?
Yes, 100%.
What about, you got on his ass.
Listen, we'll talk about some other things. I want people to know, man, that, you know, like you said in the beginning, man, you were on go time, right? Back then, people don't understand. Before we got to federal prison, I always tell people, man, dudes from Rochester were like a gang, right? Like, we had each other's back. Back then, it was me, you, T-Real, DL was with us. We were all at the immigration facility waiting. That's where they housed us at. And there were plenty of times. I remember one time, I think you were like ready to go on the police in there. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That's a fact. Motherfucker had went my cell and took my motherfucking clip off my radio. Yeah, I'm like, man, you know, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I was wild. I was wild all the way through my bed, all the way up until just now on this violation. That's just why I just started calming down.
Squirt, what was the first prison you went to? Federal prison?
Canaan.
You went to USP Canaan. Tell us about USP Canaan. What was it like there?
Man, you know that shit. Like, I ain't never did no time. I only did county time. So when you get there, it's like everybody's like cars. Like, New York is a car, Jersey a car. It's like where you from is like your gang. So, and it's like everybody, like, basically it's like govern each other. Like, they like, so, you know what I mean? I was young, I was wild, so I ain't understand none of that. Like, my shit was like, I'm doing me, like, fuck all that. So niggas be calling me, having meetings to the yard, like, everybody always like, yo, this dude Squirt over here, wow, like, ooh. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, that shit was like, I had to get used to that shit.
You were one of the dudes that tried to buck the system, where you were like, I ain't got no shot caller, I am the shot caller, right?
Facts. That's a fact.
When you were in Canaan, did they have a Rochester car or was it just a New York car?
Now it was both. It was like they had a New York car, but then it was so many Rochester niggas, so we had our own car. But like it depends on where you at. Like when you go farther away, it's just straight New York. But when you up close to New York, the upstate niggas gonna have their own car.
Was Canaan a dangerous place?
It was alright. It was, you feel what I'm saying? Like it was like who you is. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like if you put yourself in that situation, shit gonna get ugly. But if you on like it's picking and choosing. It's always gonna be that. Like it's gangsters there. You feel what I'm saying? But they still gonna pick and choose when they know like you a go. They know you a shooter. They gonna be more leery to like try you. But yeah, anybody can get it though because they ain't coming straight at you. They gonna rock you to sleep and they gonna send 2-3 niggas at you. And they try to butcher you.
Have you seen people get stabbed when you were at Canaan?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. They had to riot with the Mexicans, the motherfucking the Paisans and the Latin Kings. Hell yeah.
You were there for that. What were you thinking when that was going on?
So I'm thinking like, man, like this shit crazy. I'm like, oh, I'm making sure I'm taking care of me and mine. Like, I'm like, damn, I ain't never had seen no shit like that. So it's like, damn, this shit get real. This shit get serious. Like, ain't no guns in there. It's straight hand to hand combat, huh?
You're known, man. You're known for hand-to-hand combat, but you're also known to, back in the day, keep that pistol on you, right?
That's a fact.
So when you get in there, do you end up having to have a knife on you at all times?
What? You think I didn't? Man, you crazy? Like, I'm not. I just always been the one. Like, I ain't no shit starter. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm just ain't going for nothing. So when it's time, I'm always like on straight go. I'm going like off the break. Like, soon as it's getting ugly, I'm going. And then most of my beat be like my man's beat. Like, you feel what I'm saying? With me, I usually be like, all right, if I see a situation getting ugly, I'm gonna start like walking off, like ignoring you got it. But like if my man get into it, all that, like, bro, we not about to do all this back and forth. What's up? Fuck that.
You're known for that, and you can fight. I've seen you fight. You definitely can fight.
Oh yeah. I still be putting it in. I just did my last 6 months in the hole at Berlin. Same shit. Nigga hit my man with the lock. I ran straight down there. He hit me in the head with the lock. I ate that shit. Took him for the ride. Fucked him up. You know how that shit go.
So see, some people might be watching this interview and they don't know you, but I know you personally. So you get into some stuff.
I got the paperwork. I got the paperwork for the write-up over there. I grabbed that shit. That shit ain't nothing.
Send it to me. Maybe I'll post it up in the video. So the dude that gets hit with the lock is one of our homeboys, T-Real, right?
Nah, yeah. He hit the nigga T-Real with the lock. On T-Real from behind. He hit the nigga from behind when he wasn't looking and shit. He was on the email. So T-Real get up like, yo, what's up? Trying to get the nigga to come to the corner. So I just came down. So when I come down, son turn around and see me and like, oh, you want some too? Then I just charged him. Like, fuck it, boop. He hit me one time in the head, scooped him, boom. And then we just got on his ass.
T-Real, Thomas Lofton, a lot of people don't know who he is, but he ended up sentenced to 47 years in federal prison. I know at one point he had a cop out, I think, for less than 10. I was in court with him. And he's like, man, you think I should take it? And I said, man, you probably should. It was right around the time when I had blue trial. And he didn't take it, man. He ended up with 47 years, but I know he went back to court, got his sentence reduced, right? With the change in law with Johnson and everything. What did he get it reduced to? Do you know?
T-Real, he down to 25. Like, I was just with him. He won on like that Davis case. Man, that's my man. That's my big homie, stand-up nigga, man. Like, and he went all the way. He got 47. He got 47 and he just gave that shit back. A lot of motherfuckers counted him out, but he definitely did the right thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas be screaming this street shit and doing this shit, but when it come down to it, like I know, bro, they telling, bro, they niggas is not doing their time. Like you had 40, like that era we was in, me, you, Flash, Cream. That shit that's a dead era. That shit don't exist no more, bro. And damn near everybody who was down there with us during that time, we all went to trial, and damn near everybody got back. Like niggas probably ain't get shortest time they could have got, but niggas all went to trial. Like we all went to trial. everybody went to trial, bro. And everybody got back. These niggas nowadays, what? They is telling. They is telling. Like, man, this shit is sick, man. That's why I'm done with that shit, bro. Like, niggas don't get no love. The rats getting more respect than the real niggas. I don't understand that. Like, how these niggas is I don't know. This shit different, bro. I'm out the way now.
I remember when I went to trial. We were together when I went to trial, man. And when I came back, you probably don't remember, but I remember the night I came back. Do you remember they wanted to lock me in a cell and didn't want to let me out? And I'm like, man, I'm good. But really, man, I wasn't good. You know what I mean? I was a little fucked up, but they wanted to lock me in a cell for the night. You don't remember that, do you?
Nah.
I remember they locked me in a cell at night, and I'm talking to you guys through the window. And then, look, I don't see you again for a few years, man. And I show up at USP Coleman. And as soon as I'm already like, damn, man, I'm going far away from home again. I'm feeling a little depressed. I ain't going to lie. And they open the door, and you're sitting right there playing cards. You're like, yo, Chad. And I'm like, oh, great. I know somebody in my unit. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Right around that time, man, you end up going outside, and there's a little issue, and you body slam a dude, right? What happened to that dude when you body slammed him? Because I remember it.
I broke his eye socket. They had to put that nigga on a helicopter. I broke the nigga eye socket. I bellied the back the nigga.
Why'd you end up having to go out there and do that, man?
Oh, because he was getting into it with one of the other homies, and like they was just like doing all this rapping back and forth. So I just I just popped it off. Like I ain't got time for all this. Like I don't be doing all the faking. Like I ain't gonna sit here and portray like I'm the toughest nigga in the world and nothing. I done had my ass beat plenty of times. Like, but you just gonna have to show me. Like I can't beat everybody, but I just never been no sucker. Like all that rapping, like we ain't getting nowhere with that. Like if it's up, it's up. Like win, lose, or draw. Like you can't win them all, you can't lose them all.
When we were in Coleman, I know for a fact that some of them dudes in there were intimidated by you. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, a lot of people be intimidated by me, but it's like I got aggressive. Well, I used to have aggressive demeanor, so they be like more leery because it's be like more of what they hear and then how I act. But like if you get to know me, you know I'm a good nigga. I'm a real dude. I'm just if y'all fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I don't, I don't. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
You ever felt like you've been loyal to dudes, man, because you were always ready to step up, man. Anytime there was a situation, violence with the New York car, Rochester dudes, you were always ready. Even when we were out there in the yard walking that day, and the dude, you're like, yo, man, what's up with this dude? I'm like, it's whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? We were going to have to, and some people have heard the stories about, prison being racially segregated, things like that, but when we got to Coleman, it was a different kind of place, and it was whatever, man, because I'm from Rochester. But you ever feel like you've been loyal to dudes, man, that weren't loyal back to you?
Yeah, that just come with experiences. A lot of people they use you to their benefit. Like they'll know that you will go, so they'll be like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna befriend this nigga because I know he gonna go." And like, and in Coleman, like I ain't gonna throw no names out there, but it's the nigga that basically ran the car. He used to always start shit, and then I'll be the one that get it, and then niggas like they was scared of him because they were scared of me. So they used to be like, man, he using you, squirt, woo, woo. But at that time, I was still young-minded, so I'm like, well, I done already pledged my loyalty to him, so I'm with him. So if he say your time is up, then your time is up. Like I don't like, why you talking to me? So yeah, basically, yeah, hell yeah, he was that. I was young though, but it's just like I'm too loyal. That's my problem. But as me getting older and maturing, now I'll be like, man, listen, if you ain't gonna go for me like I'm gonna go for you, then I don't like. You feel what I'm saying? I'm cool. Gotta just people. When you see a flaw in a motherfucker, that is really it. Like it's not like you be like, nah, I might be tripping. Nah, you ain't tripping. You see it for a reason.
You see that flaw, man. A lot of times we see flaws in people and we want to give them the benefit of the doubt in prison, and we're like, nah, it's all right. But now that we're older, when you see that flaw, it's time to just be like, okay, he's got a flaw. That's it. I'm done. Because, some of them flaws are, not really being loyal, or dudes that gossip or say, hey, man, I'm going to talk about this dude to you. Them same dudes that are talking about that dude to you be talking about you to that dude, right?
That's a fact. This niggas is like females, bro. It's the same thing. There's no bullshit.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the New York car, right? The
New
York car, when you were in Canaan, were they respected?
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. New York car get respect every yard. I ain't gonna lie. They don't go. They get mad respect everywhere I've been at least. Hell yeah.
So when you're over there in the New York car, right? Is there ever a time where there's an issue with the New York car with any other groups of people?
Mm, nah, not that when I was there, it never was never no nothing serious. Few just inside shit, inside car shit, like niggas just fight one-on-one shit like that. But nah, we ain't never crash out.
How about in any other prisons? You ever crash out in any other prisons for the New York car?
Uh in Coleman we crashed out, but it was just like a 2-on-2. My man, he playing with these niggas, playing with some bloods. So he playing with the nigga, and then when the nigga walking out the unit, I'm behind him, but my man's still in the unit. He from Buffalo. He watching TV. So I hear the nigga like, yeah, I started to tell him, I started to say, get off my dick. So I'm looking like, but I'm behind him. So my man is not nowhere around him. I'm behind the nigga. So I hear him looking like, what? So he didn't know he was behind me. So we walking. So when he happened to notice me, he tried to like check my temperature, like, hey, yo, Squirt, what's up? So I'm like, all right, I just ain't say nothing. So when I move in and we come back in, I take my man in the cell, like, yo, man, I told you about playing with these niggas, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now this nigga talking about get off my dick. So he like, oh, yo, we out of here. So we went down the stairs. He pressed the nigga, oh, you put me on your dick. He like, nah, but let me talk to you in the cell. He like, ain't nothing to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? You said you ain't say it. So this nigga man come up, some big cocky nigga. He come up like, oh yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. So my man pushed him. So when he pushed him, I just lit it. Bop, bop. Caught him with a 2-piece, dropped him, and then that shit went up. But it was like really like only like a 2-on-2. You feel what I'm saying?
Where do they
Dog
send you?
nigga.
Where do they send
Huh?
you after you leave Coleman after that happens?
Oh, I went to Yazoo Penn.
How was Yazoo Penn when you went over there?
Man, that shit, they only had half the compound open. That shit was sweet though. I ain't gonna lie. Yazoo was sweet. They had wild bitches there and everything, man. That shit was sweet.
Still say it's sweet, but at one point it was violent. Were you there when it was real violent, or was that just when it
Oh
first
yeah,
opened?
heck yeah. They was definitely getting punished over there. They was getting punished, but like I know how to bid, man. I know how to move. I know how to stay out of people's lanes, man. Like I'm not no crash dummy. So people be like, you running around there playing. I done seen a few people get stuck in it. One time, the white boys was stabbing each other. Bruh, they stabbed this dude up so bad. The female is the CO, she was a female. Bruh, she was so scared, she didn't do nothing. She ran in the office, man, and hit the pen. I'm like, yo, you see this man getting butchered and you run away. That shit was crazy. She ran in the office. She called for backup from the office. She ain't call right there. She hauled ass and went in the office and then called. I'm like, yo, that shit crazy.
Squirt, because
What's up?
you were a violent dude, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Do you think some of the violence that you've seen in prison affected you at all, or was it just everyday business?
Yeah, like at the time, like thinking back now, yeah, but back at the time going through it, I didn't realize like how the effect it had on me. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I got out, and it's crazy, I was talking to this female this morning, and she was like, man, you was easily triggered. I don't know if you still like that. I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't realize it. Like I didn't realize but like I said, like I'm in a hostile environment, so I naturally got to be hostile. So it was hard for me like to readjust, like to turn that switch off when I came back home. So now in this violation, you feel what I'm saying? I like did a lot of soul searching and like, yeah, I was bugging like, bro, you don't know how many people like people in here, because I had dreads recently, but I cut them when my father passed. So you know how many people in here in this halfway house I'm in? Like, what they call you? I'm like, he like, man, I know you. I'm like, man, he like, where you from? You from the east side? Now I'm from Genesee and Sawyer. He like, man, you mad, look mad familiar. So I'm like, what's your name? I'm like, Squirt. They like, oh yeah, you the nigga that was over here when you was over there, you was wilding. You was over there. I remember you was fighting the police. Oh, I'm like, damn, now that should be feeling mad embarrassing now. I'm like, oh,
All right,
yo,
we got to grow up, man. But You know, I'm gonna touch on this too. You also made it. You were in an FCI at one point, or was it in Canaan? You caught another charge in prison too, didn't you?
Yeah, and Raybrook.
You're in Raybrook. I was in Raybrook too. You're in Raybrook, and you catch a charge for what?
Uh, conspiracy to provide contraband to a federal inmate.
That's from going to get something on a visit, weed or something on a visit, right?
Nah, it wasn't on a visit. Like I had the little setup. You feel what I'm saying? It was like a drop and go thing. Just had somebody drop the shit on an institution grounds, and then I had somebody who would bring it in to me. So just happened so my people got caught dropping it on one time on the drop. So they bagged us up. They really wanted to know who I had bringing it in to me. But you know, I don't move like that. So they tacked on another year.
What were you thinking, man, when you go to the hole and you're like, damn, man, I'm at an FCI and fuck this up? What are you thinking?
What? I was sick, bro. I ain't even gonna lie because it was like I'm talking to my people on the phone that morning, like, yeah, woo woo. They like, nah, it's straight. Everything we hear, woo woo. So I'm like, all right, it's lit. It's lit. I know it's about to be lit. So you know they do the 10 o'clock count on the weekends. So after the count, they like I come out, they open the door. I'm standing in front of the shit. It was 2009. So I'm standing in front of the TV watching sports. So as soon as they open the door, it's two motherfucking COs like, hey, you, come here. I'm like, what's up? The niggas locked me up, took me to the home, like, what's going on? Like when you catch a charge while you in prison, they can't talk to you, they can't tell you nothing. So I'm like, what's going on? They like, man, we can't tell you nothing. But I already knew what it was. But I'm like, damn. So in my mind, I'm like, how y'all gonna come get me when this shit happened outside the prison? Like, man, them niggas booked me. They ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
What's one thing you missed, man? Because you were a young man. You went to prison at a young age, man. And I'm sure there were times you laid in your cell like, damn, man, look at my life. What was something that you missed about the street, man?
You talking about like the street life I was living in?
I'm talking about just
Or
the
like,
free world, man. It could be a pizza. It could be women. It could be, going to
oh,
the club.
my family, like my mom. You feel what I'm saying?
That's the answer I
Like,
was looking for, man, because I wasn't looking for the girls or the pizza. I wanted you to say it. You missed your
nah,
mother?
my family, bro. Like, man, I grew up in a real close knit family. Like I got my mom and dad. God bless her soul. I don't have no outside siblings. Like, I got three brothers, one sister, and my mom and dad been together since high school. So we always grew up close. So I always like, you feel what I'm saying? I was raised good. I wasn't raised like in the street. Like, I was raised good. I just chose to be bad. So when I used to be in that cell, I'd be thinking, I'm like, damn, man, I fucked up. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That shit just be fucking like, even now, I still be thinking about like, damn, I put them through so much, but not realizing at the time I was just young and I was just wild. Like, so now I be thinking back like, damn, bro, like I was like, it was just a learning experience. But if I could just take like the hurt and pain away from my mother and my family, like other than that, it's like I I accept what I've been through because I feel like it made me an all around better person, a better man. You feel what I'm saying? And like you learn from your trials and tribulations.
Do you feel like you ever disappointed your family? Your
Hell
mom?
yeah, I still feel like that, man. I still feel like that to this day, like, cause like I hold myself at a higher standard. You feel what I'm saying? And it was like I know how ambitious I am. I know how I am. And it's like all the effort and all of the shit I put into the street, I could have been putting it into doing good shit. And I know I would have made it way farther. Like, yo, I gave these people 20 years of my life, bro. 20 years. Like, I did 15 straight, like the whole 15. When I blew trial, they gave me 220. I won my appeal. They basically was like, they gave you too much time for nothing. I got that shit reduced to 180. I could have did 12 off of that. I did the whole 15, bro. The whole thing, day for day. Then I got out and did a 40-month violation. Like, bro, that shit, bro. I gave these people hell yeah. I feel hell yeah, bro.
Let me ask you about that 15 years that you did. You lost all your good time, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that had to
Yeah.
do with, the fact that you were young and you made a bunch of bad choices in prison.
Yeah, I was still wild, bro. Like I was still wild, fighting the police, fighting people, smoking, drinking. Like I was out of control, man. I was out of control.
And your brothers, you mentioned you had 3 brothers, right?
Yeah,
I remember you used to talk about one of your brothers. You were real close with one of your brothers, right?
yeah.
Do you, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I didn't ask you this before the interview. Did one of your brothers pass away?
Nah,
No? Okay. I just want to make sure. I wasn't sure or not. But what
nah.
about now? What's your relationship like with your brothers? Are they happy you're home? Like, yo, Squirt, you got to do the right thing now?
Man, yeah. Like I got one brother, one of my little brothers. This nigga, he's locked up. He's still like from when we was being wild. He got 25 for 2 attempt murders.
Well, there you
So
go.
he's still,
That's what I was talking about. Something at the creek or something, right?
yeah. Yeah, he got 25 for 2 attempt murders. So he's still doing his little bit. And then my brother that's out, me and him, like we all still close, man. We all still close. And then like they just be like, everybody be like, yo, just chill. Everybody, I'm talking about everybody, like, yo, chill, Squirt, chill. You gotta stop. Like you ain't got a wow, you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. Like, and you feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I get a lot of love, bro. Like, you know, so many people been calling me since I've been home, like, what you need, what you want. Well, even you, like, what you need, you need something, what you want, man. I'm gonna pull up. Like, so that should be making me feel good, cause it's like, all right, at least some people do salute motherfucking real motherfuckers. Because a lot of people, they don't got that, but like everybody, I'm talking about everybody, like, we ain't seen each other in years. I hit you on Facebook. You like, first thing you said, you straight? You need something? I know you need something, man. Now I got you, man. Don't be like that. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna hit you up. That should be making a nigga feel good, though. I ain't gonna lie. That should make a nigga feel good.
Let me tell you something, man. Like I said, man, you know, when I had seen you, man, when I walked into Coleman, I'm like, damn, I was happy I had seen someone. It's kind of like when you see someone from where you're from, man, and like you said, we spent a lot of time pre-trial. We both went to trial, you know, me, you, T-Real, all of us. And back then, man, we built a relationship, man. We built a friendship. So as soon as I seen your picture come up on my Facebook, I told my wife, I said, man, this is my partner right here. And I showed her, and I told you, man, I'm going to make sure that you're all right. Get some soul food delivered down there for you or something, man, and do whatever I can to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why I squirt is because you were always a loyal dude, man, good dude. I knew. I said something on a video the other day, and, you know, I've talked about the racial segregation. We'll talk about that a little bit before we close the show. But I told people, man, like in federal prison, when you get to a penitentiary, it is racially segregated. Whites are with the whites, blacks are with the blacks, Mexicans are with the Mexicans. But back then, before we made it to prison, man, we had built a friendship, man. And it was a forever friendship. Like, I consider you my friend, not some dude I met in jail. That's why when I seen your picture, I was like, oh, this is my boy right here. And that's why I sent you like a message, and I was like, I'm calling you. Boom, I hit the call button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about the racial segregation, man. I mean, that's true. That's what happens in federal prison when you go in a maximum security federal prison, right? The blacks are with the blacks, whites are with the whites, Mexicans are with the Mexicans. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah. That's a fact. Like, man, that shit is racially segregated. Like, you can't intermingle with them. Like it's like you deal with your own kind, we deal with our own kind, because it's like they don't want it to go up. They want it to be a riot. So you feel what I'm saying? It's like that shit is crazy, man. Like
that stuff
man,
happens.
That's something you don't. Prison is somewhere like at least like I never did no state time, but federal prison is somewhere you don't. That shit is not, bro. It's not, man. Prison is not what's up, man. Like that shit is segregated. You can lose your life like that over nothing. I'm talking about something so small, and then it's gonna be an all-out war. Like if you do something to a white boy, like people be having a perception like white boys is, man, what? Go behind that wall. The white boys will kill you, bro. They don't play. They do not play.
I mean, I've been around some dangerous people, man. Even when we were in Coleman, though, you know, I kind of did the white thing because that's what it is. You know, I was in the white car, you were in the black New York car. But I think that me and you had a unsigned pact that if something happened to you, I was going to help you no matter what color it was. And you felt the same way about me. I mean, I feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you already know how I am, bro. You know, it would have been, we'd have just got fucked up. Like, we'd have fucked something up or got fucked up. That just would have happened. That just would have been it. And it's still like that. Like, if I fuck with you, like I said, if I fuck with you, bro, I fuck with you. There's no in between. That's why I think everybody like deal with me, because they like, man, I know what I'm getting with Squirt. I know Squirt going, you feel what I'm saying? You know, like, you know me, like, I know you'll feel comfortable, like, shit, it's 6 motherfuckers around us. I know Squirt ain't about to run.
I know that I could count on you. Do you felt like you would count on me?
That's a fact. Hell yeah, you was the same way, vice versa. You come on, man. Don't stop acting brand new. I had incidents, you used to do the same thing I did, pull up like, what's up? What's up? You straight? Like, what's going on? So yeah, you wasn't faithful.
I wasn't as wild as you though, man. You were like,
yeah, you definitely wasn't just as wild, but you always had my back. You ain't never just like, nah, Squirt, you tripping. I ain't about to help you. Nah, you pulling right up. You will pull right up. So you feel what I'm saying? You don't gotta be wild to fuck with a nigga and have a nigga back. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That just show the character of you, your integrity, the type of person you is. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
I was wild, but not as wild as you. Look, man, we're both from a dangerous city. The other day, man, they killed, I don't know if you've seen it, the 18-year-old kid got killed. He was in a house. They alleged he was selling weed or holding the house down. They go in there, they rob him, they shoot him. Allegedly, he's selling drugs. They shoot him. His homeboys bring him out and throw him out in a snow pile, man. What do you think about our city, man? Is it dangerous?
What? Our city, bro, it was on CNN. I'm sitting in Berlin in prison last summer, and I see it on CNN like, hell yeah. Like, just the other day, last week, when I first got here, they was telling me it was 2 dudes, one dude in a Benz, one dude in a BMW, doing 80 down Hudson, shooting at each other with the state trooper behind them. Like, it's reckless disregard for life. Like, you can't be like, I'm out the way. I ain't even gonna lie. They made me a believer, bro. I'm trying to enjoy life.
Squirt, let me ask you this, because like we talked about, you were a wild dude. You were a young wild dude. I remember your case, man. I remember it was like a car stop. I remember all that stuff, right? They illegally searched you. But back then, man, do you think, because I can say it from my perspective, had I not went to jail, I probably would have got killed or killed somebody. Do you feel like you were in that position back then too?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's what I say. It could have been a blessing. You feel what I'm saying? It could have been a blessing because I could definitely been dead because I was in the middle of a lot of serious shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Niggas was at my head. I was at niggas' head. So like, yeah, it's it's a high probability. Like, I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. I believe that's probably how he spared me.
Let me ask you this, right? Because there's a bunch of kids out here, man, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids in our city shooting each other, killing each other. You're one of the, I said this a few times, but you are a perfect guest, at least from what I'm trying to do and about our city. What message would you give to a kid that was just like you, man, had that 357 on him? He's 19 years old. He's getting money. And you know what? He don't even know about Big Sandy. He don't even know about USP Canaan. He don't know that the feds are, jumping on drug dealers that are only selling, small amounts of dope and sending them to prison for the rest of their lives. What message would you have to a kid just like you used to?
I would tell him, like, listen, like, all that shit it's not even worth it, like, because you doing it for whatever reason, and the people who you doing it for and doing it with, bro, they not gonna be there for you. Like, man, your life is valuable. Like, don't waste it with this shit. Like, you can get so much more. Like, bro, them people, like, they not playing. They gonna take your lights out. Like, and I know how they probably feel. Like, if I would talk to them, like, listen, I really was doing what you doing. Like, so I'm not just talking from the side of my neck. Like, I know you probably in your mindset, like, oh, I'm gonna be smart. I could be smarter than you just because it happened to you. It ain't gonna happen to me. Bro, you can't win. Like, you gotta duck the snitches. You gotta duck the motherfucking stick-up boys. You gotta duck the police. Like, you got so much to go against. It's like, bro, it's not, bro. You don't do it, bro. And then they gonna beat your ass in there, bro. Like, look at my two. He just stomped me the fuck out. They just stomped the COs. Just stomped me the fuck out. Like, bro, it's not worth it, bro. Your life is way more. It's easier to do the right thing. You can get the same thing you want doing the right thing. Like, that street shit, bro, that's not what it is, bro. Because, man, don't do it. Like, all I could tell you, I would tell you learn from my experiences. And I would show you, it's self-explanatory. Like, I ain't got nothing to prove. Like, I really was out there. I was really out in the streets. I was for real. And it's like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to prove? Like, what are you going? You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta, like, I would tell them at the end of the day, what do you think the outcome's gonna be? Like when, and then when are you gonna stop? Like when is enough enough? Like, because when you out there hustling, that's a job. You know how much work you gotta do? That's a job. You gotta make sure you get your re-up. You gotta make sure you have enough for the re-up, enough to pay the bills, enough to get the bags, enough to get, man, that's just a job. It's way easier. And then you gotta keep investing your money when you could just go to work and get paid or start your own business. Like,
my recommendation for drug dealers, man. Obviously, man,
so,
when you're a drug dealer, you're all kinds of things, man. You're a businessman, you're a chemist, you're all kinds of things. You're running a business, you got people working for you, you know money. Look, man, turn it into something else. It could be something small. You could start up with a hot dog cart, and one hot dog cart turns into two, two turns into four, four turns into 8, and then it turns into a restaurant. You know, a lot of these young dudes could do something with their lives. And it's hard to tell a young dude that's out here getting money that, you know, his mother's a drug addict, there might not be no food in the house. It's hard to tell him, hey, man, don't go out there and bag up an 8-ball or a quarter ounce to try to get some food. It's hard to tell a dude like that what to do. But, man, realize that there is some consequences, and the consequences are a whole lot harder, man. Find a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Look, man, I'm gonna get ready to close the show, but, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man, and make sure that you get some soul food down there tomorrow or whatever it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it. But before we go, I'm going to shout out my big homie T-Real, Preem. Niggas hold y'all heads, man. You know, it's a real one out here. You know, I'm always here for y'all. I got y'all. Salute to the real niggas, man.
Appreciate you, man. With that, I'm going to close the show. Tell the people, man, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Share the video with respect. Until tomorrow, we're out.